I think this is part of a continuum that began a number of years ago when folks like Home Depot and then CVS and Albertsons and others Walmart have experimented with self-checkout. And that has been a mixed experience. I think the most compelling consumer experience was the one at Home Depot. Unfortunately, the technology they used to do it was then exploited by hackers to basically get access to all of their corporate accounts. So that didn't work out so well. These things have all had rough moments, and the consumer experience has been everywhere from, fantastic for the person who otherwise would have been in line for a long time to just dreadful. And I don't think that it's been as good for the companies as they'd like to think. Amazon's model, which appears to be kind of a closed system, the whole thing is controlled by them, is way more consumer friendly. So I really do hope it works. I'm not going to sit there and assume it's going to move the needle much for Amazon, because Amazon's really big and really successful. And I think moving the needle for them is hard. But I think this is another example of Amazon really pushing the envelope in really interesting ways. And I think I like this better than Dot and some of the other things they're doing.
So, Roger, this is John. So if we assume that maybe the store of the future looks something like this, what does this say about the impact? So we get rid of checkout lines, maybe that gets rid of some employees needed in the store, maybe it just reassigns those employees to a different location. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, this reminds me of something that the Apple stores have had for a couple of years, where you can use your phone on the Wi-Fi network to sort of check yourself out, scan the items and come out. But when I go into an Apple store now, I don't have time to actually use the app before an employee comes and offers to help me check out. So I wonder if that's an indication that maybe that process, maybe from a loss avoidance perspective, doesn't work so well.
Well, John, I think this is a great question. The early results from self-checkout suggest that, in fact, self-checkout works in a relatively narrow set of circumstances with today's technology. Amazon's moving the technology forward. In principle, it should enlarge the number of cases where it works, but the reality is having human beings in the retail experience is actually one of the more positive things for many retailers. I mean, imagine Tiffany, right? There's a place where the salesperson's really important. Apple, you just mentioned. The human beings are really a positive part of the experience. I think there are other circumstances, and grocery stores might be an example, where it's a mixed blessing. And so I don't expect this to take over the world. I mean, John, it just doesn't seem like an earth-shattering thing.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.